We had to wait until 3 p.m. Italian time to finally say on the 23rd of January 2025, welcome, bienvenue, Randal, Kolo Muani. Why are we able to say it now and not yesterday? It is because Juventus officially communicated that the Frenchman is a new Bianconero. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. In today's video we go towards the detail of the contract of Randal with Juve. How long will it be? How much it costed? We also go towards his first days as a Bianconero, the first words of the Frenchman, the new number 20, thinking about will he be on the field already as a starter or not against Napoli. We have a lot of things to speak about, so ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Mamma mia, finally we said it, show me the Muani, and Juventus they answered, here comes the Muani, Muani. Let's go back serious, we need to speak about the not funny things, like for example the contract. Look, I tell you before speaking about that, I never waited so long before announcing a player that is already there in Casele, in Continassa, in Juventus training center since 8 days, because we need to go back in time until the 15th of January. We are the 23rd, so 8 days before announcing him. Never experienced that, but anyway, we all know why. We already spoke about it in the previous videos. Today we think about the future and not that much about the past. So what is the future? That Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain, it's written black on white, they found an agreement until the 30th of June 2025 for a temporary acquisition. We stop here at the first part. What does that mean? It's a loan without obligation, loan without option. There is no clause. It's just a simple loan until the 30th of June. And there, the first questions are coming. Beppe, mid-June until mid-July, there will be that Club World Cup in USA. And Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain are playing that competition. Does that mean that he goes with Juve there, he plays the few first games, and then he's played the second part with Paris Saint-Germain? No, probably not. I don't think so. Probably there in the month of June, Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain, they will have a discussion. We know already that there are some technical things from UEFA. Extension of contract, maybe a mini extension to finish the competition with one team, with the insurance, super important. Let's see how it will be, but that's really long. The solution will be found. Or he starts a competition with Juve, or he starts it with, no, not with Paris Saint-Germain, that's impossible. Or he doesn't play anymore in that second part. I don't know, guys. I have absolutely no idea. It's a player until the 30th of June. Then in terms of finances, money, before speaking about the funny things, we will pay 1 million for the loan, and there will be a 2.6 million extra cost. You will tell me, Beppe, what are the extra costs for 2.6? That is actually more than the loan. They are not specifying it here. It's not written in detail, but that's part of the salary, the remaining part of salary from Randal, from the remaining part of the season. So you go towards a 3.6 for the loan of Randal Kolo Muani. On top of that, you could possibly go to an extra bonus added of 2 million euro, reaching a maximum of 5.6. What are these targets? I don't know. Can be the appearances, can be the goals, the assists, the goal contribution, the minutes on the field. I have no idea, honestly. And they never speak about it, so we never know actually if these targets are reached or not. But let's say between 3.5 and 5 million, is it a lot for a player that is on loan and that will leave after 6 months? We can probably say yes. On the other side, I make you a challenge and I want all of you to write it here in the comment section. Is there a center forward, a striker at that level that can give us a return on investment immediately, an immediate impact for that money of that quality? I personally, I don't know one that was available for that money. If you know a player that was available to transfer himself for Juve under the 5 million euro, tell me. Personally, I don't know. So I think that is a good deal, knowing that Dusan Vlahovic at the moment is not even, as we saw in the last 2 games, the first choice from a technical point of view. At least this is what we saw in the beginning. Dusan Vlahovic is going towards the end of his contract in 18 months, but at the moment we still don't have an answer from Dusan about will he extend, yes or no. Dusan Vlahovic that we know, that when he's playing with that pressure on his mind, usually the level of performances are disappearing. We needed someone also because we saw that Dusan Vlahovic for 2 periods already this season missed a few games. I believe 3 games here, 3 games there. So we needed someone. We were counting maybe on Milik to come back. Milik at the moment is not at the disposal. You needed to act fast. And I believe that Kolo Muani is really a player that can give you that return on investment immediately, even if it's for 6 months. 6 months doesn't mean that after that you cannot sit again at the table speaking with Paris Saint-Germain and telling them, look guys, we were extremely happy with the player. He's extremely happy here. We want to continue. Can we continue with a year of loan? Can we sign him permanently? Then Paris Saint-Germain have all the right to say no because they received 100 other offers because the player is attracted by someone else. We don't know what can happen in the future. But at least until today, this is the deal that we made. Look, he chose the number 20. Not that there were a lot of numbers available. He went for the number 20. So just going a bit historically, who played with that number? As offensive players, we have Marco Di Vaio. I don't know if I already told you or not, but I had a huge, big admiration. I was a big fanboy of Marco Di Vaio when he was wearing our colors in 2003, 2004, for example. Raffaele Palladino, another one. Sebastian Giovinco wore the number 20. Luca Toni, another one that wore our number 20. Marco Piazza. Let's not think too much about Piazza, hopefully not. Bernardeschi, another one. And then we have also Miretti, that is not certainly an offensive player, but he could play in that offensive center midfield. Other big players that wore that number 20 at Juve. Vierkowood. Why am I saying Vierkowood? Because he's the last one that won the Champions League in 95-96 wearing that number 20. Dacchinardi, another one. Padoin. Simone Padoin, and then also Cancelo with the number 20. Cancelo with the number 20, beautiful name there. Huh? Look, how did he start his first days at Juve? The day after he landed on the 16th of January, start of the day already at 7:38, which means that he's probably awake since 6:15. I don't know how long he needs to prepare. It was still dark in La Continassa in the Juventus training center. And then it finished at 6 p.m. in the evening. Not over, only entering the creator lab to make the pictures and all, all the footage that you are able to see today. So really long days. I know what it is because I have been in the creator lab a few times. I can tell you it's really impressive. It's really nice. When I see these images, I always imagine Beppe when I was there inside also for work. But what happened in the meanwhile? Good things, nice things. I heard a lot of time when he was a Paris Saint-Germain player, but also Eintracht player, that it's a player is extremely educated, really educated, extremely kind with the people around him, will always take time for the fans, will have a lot of respect for hierarchy. And today when I watched the video that you can already see on Juventus YouTube of him speaking with Alfred, the goalkeeper trainer, the main one that I had the opportunity to take a picture with, when he called him you. In English it doesn't work. Vous in French or lei in Italian, which means the polite way of speaking to someone that is a bit older. Where Alfred immediately said, "Oh, stop, call me Alfred." The plural form, the educated form, is probably for older people, and I still feel that I am young. So beautiful also, that shows two things. First, Kolo Muani, the respect that he has for the hierarchy, and then also Alfred and Juve atmosphere, technical staff of Thiago Motta are saying, guys, we are youth, we are still from a younger generation, so calma. We saw Thiago Motta that welcomed also him, saying, you are beautifully dressed, beautiful with the sponsor of Juve. And then Thiago Motta turned it with a huge big smile. Guys, Thiago Motta backstage story. I don't know if you're still watching or not. Let me know if you're watching, because I want you to see these kind of things. Thiago Motta really pushed for the player. Has been confirmed by Kolo Muani as well. He sees in him the Kalimwendo young that he was coaching when he was at Paris Saint-Germain with the youth team. He wanted Kalimwendo a few times. We couldn't seal the deal. We couldn't go further in this discussion. Maybe Giuntoli said, Kolo Muani is an upgrade. It's a Kalimwendo already developed. A Kalimwendo with experience. It's a player that Thiago Motta really pushed for him. I can tell you from a lot of sources that if he would have been available, he would have played already as a starter against Milan. Will that be the case against Napoli? I will tell you in a second. But Thiago Motta extremely enthusiastic to welcome Kolo Muani. He already spoke about him, by the way. Post-Bruges game, he made the signatures, of course, and then the first words when speaking about the icons, he said Zinedine Zidane. He spoke about Paul Pogba, he spoke about Thuram, but the second name that he's mentioning when speaking about French players that made the history of Juve, he says David Trezeguet. Guys, stop, basta. If your first interview, you go in front of me and you tell me one of my inspirations, one of the players I really like, the Frenchman at Juve, is David Trezeguet, that I really like what he's saying, you enter my heart. You enter immediately my heart. You know that David Trezeguet, there is only one above him in my heart. David Trezeguet, mamma mia. If he can score, like 10% of the goals that he scored, it's already a beautiful one. Of course, in 6 months. In 6 months. That would be already a lot. Too much, probably. Like 5%. Anyway, David Trezeguet. I'm waiting for the new David Trezeguet. Calma. This is at the moment not Kolo Muani. But on the other side, who convinced him? I already told you. It is Thiago Motta. If you follow the channel in the latest days, you know that I told you that Kolo Muani really wanted to speak with the coaches of the different teams that were on the player, because there were a lot of teams, like for example Tottenham and etc., where he said here today in front of microphones, I spent a long time speaking with the coach and chatting with the coach. He convinced me, speaking about the philosophy of his way of playing, which I totally agree with, and this convinced me totally to come to Juve. Then there was a question, important one. Where would you play offensively? More wider, more center forward? He said, I play, of course, where the coach is asking me to play, but if I had to choose really, I see myself as a center forward. That's important because a lot of people were asking Beppe, but with France, he's always playing as a right winger. Here we already have Weah, we have Conceição, we have potentially Yildiz. Does it make sense, Beppe? Well, he's giving immediately. If I could play offensively there as a center forward. Look, will he play immediately against Napoli? From what I know, there are big chances. Then we are Thursday. Tomorrow is another day where training session is already training since 1 week with the team. But it's convincing everyone. Big possibilities for him to start, or at least Nico Gonzalez starting with Kolo Muani entering in the second half, which would be a big down for Dusan Vlahovic. Pay attention. Let's see. I'm totally convinced about the player for these 6 months. But of course, like Mbappé wrote under the Instagram story of Kolo Muani, he said, montre-leur, which means show them. And when we were saying, show me the money, well, show me the money. Show me the money. Grazie, forza. Juve.